sir, Honorable Secretary sir, IAS Obrai sir, all the members of FLCC, our eminent panelists, and all the engineers who have joined us and who are going to join us in today's program. That is, we are going to organize for a topic that is engineering a resilient future, building stronger, smarter, and safer. We all know that every year, September 15 is observed as Engineers Day. It is to honor the hard work and efforts that engineers put in to make our daily lives easier. That's why we say that we engineers move the world. This day, we commemorate the birth anniversary of Sir Moksha Gundam Vishweshwaraya, who is considered as one of the greatest engineers of India. Apart from being a great engineer, Vishweshwaraya sir, he was the Diwan of Mysore from 1912 to 1919. It is in his honor that his birth anniversary began to be celebrated as National Engineers Day all across the country. So tomorrow we are going to celebrate his birth anniversary in a grand way in Park Plaza, Sector 21C. So all the engineers are invited to witness the birth ceremony of Vishweshwaraya sir. So now taking program further, I request Pankaj sir.
Okay,
for lighting the lamp ceremony.
अब ठीक है, अब डबल रोल है.
Thank you, Pankaj sir. I'll request that to please continue the movement with II anthem.
विश्वेश्वरैया जी के आदर्शों को मिलकर करें नमन. आओ अभियंतागण हम सब न भारत का करें सृजन. आओ अभियंतागण हम सब न भारत का करें सृजन. जोड़े नदियां सेतु बनाए, शहर गांव का भेद मिटाए. तकनीकी शिक्षा का दीपक विश्व के हर कोने में जलाए. ऊर्जा के अक्षय स्रोतों से मरुस्थल को भी करे चमन.
Thank you, Pankaj sir. As you know that today we are gathered here for a panel discussion, and the topic is engineering a resilient future, building stronger, smarter, safer. So we have six eminent panelists with us. So before starting the discussion, uh, we'll have blessing of our honorable chairman sir, Engineer K.R. Gupta sir, for his welcome address. So I request you sir for welcome address.
Thank you, Ankurji. Thank you very much. I welcome all the participants, all the members, FLCC members, our speakers on the eve of the 56th Engineering Day celebration with the theme Engineering a Resilient Future, Building Stronger and Safer. This Engineering Day is being celebrated on the birthday of legendary engineer Sir Mokshakundam Vishwesharya and Bharat Ratna. He was a great engineer, and to celebrate this event, we had a great and very learned expert speaker with us, Dr. Sonali Saluja, Dr. Pritma Mehta, Dr. Poonam Nanda, Dr. Meeta Singh, Miss Anchal Kaushik, and Dr. S.K. Agarwal, Director AI COE Innovation. Engineer Pavan Venkata. All are very learned and very eminent speakers, and they will give their own presentation and put best of efforts to present the theme. And best presenter will be awarded SS Bajaj Award. SS Bajaj Award. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. You are audible.
You can continue, sir. I am ready.
Hello, Chairman, sir. Chairman, sir. Actually, sir, you are on mute. Chairman, sir, you are on mute.
You are on mute, please. आप mute में हैं. हाँ, अब आ रही है आवाज.
Yes.
Sir, few mute हो गया.
Requesting all participants, please keep on your mute. I am doing the mute.
All the presenters will put the best of efforts, and you will find this event will be very meaningful, very interesting. And all the best. I wish all the best to all the participants for this event. Thank you very much. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. So now the forum is ready to start the discussion. But before that, I have some important guidelines for all the panelists. The time that is allotted for each and every presentation is 15 minutes. So I will request each and every panelist to please honor the time. This will not only put your view in an effective manner, but also it provide the other panelists to do justice with their point of discussion. So I'm sure that all the panelists, they will take care of this important guideline. So now starting with our first panelist, that is Dr. Sonal Saluja. I greet you, ma'am. And before requesting you to start the discussion, I'll have the honor to say some few words for the Dr. Sonal Saluja. She is assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, MRIRS, and has 14 years of rich experience, which is a blend of academia as well as research. She has completed PhD from MNIT Jaipur, MTech from Maharshi Dayanand University in Transportation Engineering, and AMI in civil engineering from IEI. So she is our alumni. She has 20 research publications in the area of waste management, fuzzy logic, neurosophic logic, and she has also written one book chapter on Vickers optimization technique in Repute Journal. She is a member of IEI and has completed a consultancy project on solid waste management system of Rakigadi village in Hisar district, a site of pre-Indus Valley civilization. She got Star Performer Award in the domain of research from Manav Rachna University in year 2018-19. She was associated with Faridabad Smart City Limited project of water-logged areas identification and analysis. Sure, ma'am, your points that will help Faridabad in a great manner. And she has published 3 patents also titled Sustainable Concrete Composition and Method for Preparation, therefore, in year 22-23. Unified Public Transportation System that is published in 2020-21 and Central Traffic Control System and Method. This was published in 2020-21. Now, without taking much time, I request Dr. Sonal Saluja to please start the discussion. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for such a nice introduction. Now, let us start with our presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Can you please put it in a full screen mode?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, in the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, now it is visible in full screen. Thank you so much, ma'am. You can start now.
A very good evening to all present here. Today, the topic of my presentation is Innovative Engineering for Sustainable Travel, a Pathway to Resilience. This is the outline of presentation. Now, look at these pictures. These pictures reflect the emissions from various sectors like industries, various transportation modes, agriculture, urbanization. So, before discussing these emissions conditions in the country, let us first discuss what is the carbon emission. This refers to the release of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere that primarily result of human activities such as burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial processes. These emissions are a major contributor to climate change and global warming as they trap heat in our atmosphere, leading to rising temperature and various environmental impacts. Now, the causes of these carbon emissions, various human activities involved for these emissions. First one is burning fossil fuel. This is the largest source of carbon emissions as it comes from the combustion of fossil fuels for energy production, and it includes power plant burning coal, natural gas, oil for electricity, as well as for the various transportation modes running on the gasoline and diesel. Deforestation, when we cut down the trees or burned, the carbon stored in these trees is released into the atmosphere as a CO2, and forests act as a carbon sink, capturing and storing the carbon. So deforestation contributes significantly to carbon emissions. Next is industrial processes. Certain industrial activities such as cement production, this is the largest contributor to the carbon emission, approximately 70 to 80% from this industry as a carbon emissions to the atmosphere, and various other chemical manufacturing industries releases greenhouse gases during their processes. Next is agriculture. When we use synthetic fertilizers, that can release nitrous oxide in the environment. Waste management, various landfills and other waste treatment facility produce methane emissions as a organic waste decomposes anaerobically. Next is the impact of carbon emissions. These emissions have significant impact on the climate change, enhanced greenhouse effect, temperature rise, melting ice and rising sea level, extreme weather events, ocean acidification, disruption of ecosystem, negative health impacts, and economic consequences. At present, the vast majority of transportation service rely on the fossil fuels as a primary source of propulsion energy. Nearly 100 million barrels per day of the crude oil are processed into the gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel for transportation. Emissions from the transportation roughly 2% per annum for the past 5 decades and closely linked to the economic growth. And at the same time, transportation share total greenhouse gas emissions from 18 to 20%. And from this, only road transportation is accountable for over 70% of the transport sector emissions, as per the European Commission report 2023. It is likely to be increased roughly by 50% over the next 30 years. This is the current scenarios from the transport sector, the current transportation emissions. Four major sectors that contribute over 97% of global greenhouse gas emissions from this sector, and it divided into four sectors. First is on-road transportation in developed country, and it contributed about 32.4%. On-road transportation in developing countries, this is non-OECD, and it contributes 41.4%, marine shipping 10.8%, and air transportation 12.2%. This images gives the scenario of emissions on the continent basis and income group basis. From the continent, we can easily see that Asia is the largest contributor of the transport emissions from carbon emissions, and as per the income group, we can see that high income group people contributes major carbon emissions in the atmosphere because they are much dependent on their private cars or private ownership. Next, around 33.1 gigaton of CO2 emissions were caused by the energy related uses globally in 2018, and India contribution is 6.94% as the third largest emitter. First one is the China, 28.6%, USA is 14.7% as per the IEA Global Energy Report 1819, and globally 18 gigaton of CO2 emissions were contributed by the transport sector. And from this picture, we can easily see that the passenger cars contributed about 41%, and medium heavy truck contributes 23% of the overall energy emissions. And annual air average PM 22.5 air quality in India was estimated at 15.1.9 mega gram per meter cube in 2020, and this has been the improvement. There is an improvement in PM 2.5 air quality during 2020 as compared to the 1819 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, as the number of less vehicles were used on the as a transport sector. This is the global greenhouse gas emissions by various sectors. Now, the significance of decarbonizing transportation. This is the various reasons why this is necessary. First is the climate change mitigation. Decarbonization helps to reduce these emissions, combating the climate change and its adverse effect. Air quality improvement. With the use of electric vehicles, we can significantly reduce the air pollution, benefit the public health and quality of life. Energy security, reducing dependency on the imported oils and transitioning to the domestically produced renewable energy source, enhance the energy security and reduce the vulnerability to supply the distributions. Sustainable development is also contribute towards the decarbonization by proper urban planning, reducing the congestions and promoting the economic growth and social equity. Technological advancements, various advancement in this sector also contributes towards the decarbonization, and it improves the economic opportunities and industrial sectors. International commitments, many countries have committed, as we know that the India has committed to make our country as a zero emissions or carbon free by the year 2070, and where various other countries also contributed toward this, and this is the essential to meet this commitment to decarbonize the transportation system, reduce cost. Electric vehicle alternative transportation modes can be more effectively in the long run, and it saves individual and government money on fuel and maintenance. Environmental conservations, decarbonization can help to protect the ecosystem, biodiversity, health benefits. Cleaner transportation led to the better air quality, reducing the respiratory diseases associated with the pollution. Now, the next point is sustainable transportation. Sustainable transportation encompasses various strategies and technologies while promoting the efficiency and accessibility that are public transit. Investing in the efficient and extensive public transport system include buses, subways, trains, encourage the people to leave their cars at home, reducing traffic congestion and carbon emissions. Cycling infrastructure, building dedicated bike lanes, bike sharing program not only promote the healthy lifestyle, but it also reduce the traffic congestions on the road and ultimately the emissions. Pedestrian friendly cities, creating walkable cities with well-designed sidewalks, pedestrian zones, encourage people to choose walking as a mode of transportation, and it will reduce the need for shortcut trips. Electric vehicles. As already discussed that electric vehicles contribute to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions as compared to the traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. And carpooling and ride sharing, encourage carpooling and promoting ride sharing platform that help to reduce the number of vehicles on the road and saving energy and reduce the pollution. High speed rail, investing in the high speed rail that provide efficient and sustainable alternative to the domestic air travel, and it will reduce the travel time and emissions as well. Urban planning, sustainable transportation is closely related to the urban planning. Well-designed cities promotes the mixed land use, reduce the need for long commuters, and promoting transit-oriented development that can significantly reduce the environment impact of the transportation. Eco-friendly fuels like hydrogen, biofuels, natural gas, by using of these types of fuels, we can reduce the carbon footprint from transportation sector. Smart transportation system, we should optimize the traffic flow, reduce the congestions by the minimize the fuel consumption by the real-time data and traffic management. Technological advancement, various autonomous vehicles are used as a potential to revolutionize the transportation. Next, eco-friendly fuels. Various alternative fuels are available now these days, that is biofuels, ethanol, and biodiesel is the example. CNG, methanol, electricity, hydrogen, that has been considered for the development and utilization. Biofuels is produced from the and utilized globally, and that example is ethanol and biodiesel. And globally, ethanol production during 2019 was estimated as 114 barrel liter, with the USA 59.7, Brazil 35.3, and these China 4, India 2, and Canada 1.9. These are the top 5 ethanol producing countries. Next is the CNG. CNG, we are using this fuel in the auto rickshaw, cars, and other city buses also. Globally, 28.54 million CNG powered vehicle is used, and 383 refuel centers stations are also available. China, Iran, India, Pakistan, and Argentina is the 5 most top countries that are using this fuel. Methanol is the efficient fuel and emit lower emissions of NOx and particular matters as compared to the petrol. And the methanol production was during the 19 was estimated as 98.281 metric ton. And National Thermal Power Corporation, NTPC, a public sector company, is also given his contribution towards this eco-friendly fuel. Hydrogen. Hydrogen is the most plentiful and light element in the nature, and global demand for this is grown by threefold in the years since 1975, and estimated to be about more than 70 metric ton during 2018. And the first commercial hydrogen fuel cell car, Mirai, was launched in the by the Toyota in 2014, and other companies are also contributed towards this development. Next is electric vehicle. These are the various modes that we can use. Electric vehicles, we can see that the cost of electric vehicles by using this cost is 75% reduced as compared to the other modes of the transportation. And bus rapid transit system, this is the fast system, comfortable and cost effective, and it should be promoted to reduce the decarbonization. Bus rapid transit system in India is availing by the various cities like Kolkata, Delhi, Ahmedabad, Jaipur, etc. And rapid mass transit rapid system. With the help of this system, we can also promote this system and decarbonize the emissions in the environment. Rapid transit network system in India. This is as per the report 2021, total 2.63 billion people traveled annually in the metro system, and it combined length of 871 kilometer system in India makes it the fourth largest in operation in the world. And the first metro in India is the Kolkata metro, and that was operated in 1984. Land use planning is the other contribution towards the decarbonization. With the help of proper land use planning, we can reduce the travel time and reduce the car dependency. Transit oriented development, this is also another tool for the development, urban renewal and land use change. This aims to cluster the population and centralize the employment around the major transport station. These are the examples of transit-oriented development. Next is the resilience through sustainable travel. Various points: economic resilience, environmental resilience, cultural resilience, infrastructure resilience, community engagement, education and awareness, reduce overcrowding. These are the points that consider and that promote the long-term sustainability and resilience against negative impact of mass tourism. And this is the conclusion. Carbon emissions are generated and greenhouse gases increases, decarbonization is an urgent and multifaceted imperative. So these are the references. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, you presented so eye-opening figures, and your topic was well connected with the Panchamrit given by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, that by 2070 we are targeting to make India net zero emission country. So it was well connected to that. Ma'am, kudos to you. You also completed in a stipulated time.
Thank you.
So before introducing next panelist, I like to give a message that our eminent jury is continuously evaluating all the presentation given by the panelists, and for us, all are the winners. But for tomorrow function that we are going to award one of the best presentation that will be delivered today. So that was the message. Now inviting second panelist, that is Dr. Pratima Mehta. She is working as associate professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Science. Her research interests are wireless, digital and data communication, digital system design, and computer networks. So now I request Dr. Pratima Mehta to give a presentation over the topic of the day.
Thank you so much, sir. My voice is audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, all the dignitaries present over here. A very good evening to all of you. Let me share my screen, sir. So, is my screen is visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The topic of my presentation is the impact of engineering in the changing world.
Ma'am, so, can I request you to please, sorry, ma'am, can you please make it a full screen?
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure, sir. Now, is it visible, sir?
Perfect, ma'am. Perfect.
Okay. The topic of my presentation is the impact of engineering in the changing world. What does it mean? You can say that from the industrial revolution to the modern era, the field of engineering has revolutionized the way the people work and live. In this presentation, I will explore the many ways how the engineering has reshaped the world. Let me talk about the innovations which is brought by about the engineers. Let me take an example of electric cars. So you can say that in electrical cars, Earlier days, we are believe we are using gasoline systems are used, but now it is being replaced by the electric cars. This is only with the help of engineers. The engineers are behind this. Now we're moving over to the another technology, that is a medical technology. So you can see that in medical technology, there are advancement in the engineering has led to the development of life-saving medical equipments are there, such as MRIs, machines, artificial organs. So everything can be possible with the help of the engineers only. The backbone is the engineers. Now moving over to the another technology, which is the robotics. Now we can say that in case of medical, the robotics are there. Robotics are doing various operations, MRI scan, everything will be done by the robotics. And this is also emerging technology. Now we can say that what is of engineering the future? What is the innovating for better? So why we need an engineers? So engineers will play a critical role in developing new technologies. It can provide a sustainable solutions to address the global challenges. If you're talking about the climate to healthcare sector, or if you are moving to AI, ML, or everything, we can see that there is a role of engineers, and they will help to reshape the world as we are living it. Now moving over to the another future of engineering. So we are talking about this AI, ML, and this virtual reality, smart cities. There is a concept of smart cities. So what does mean of a smart cities? So in smart cities, we will have a smart bins are there, smart parking system is there, and how it is being possible. So it is possible only with the help of the IoT. So IoT is an emerging technology, which we can say that Internet of Things. I will discuss what do you mean by the IoT and what are the main components behind it. Then there is a one more area, which is a virtual reality and augmented reality. So what does it mean? So it means that whatever we are thinking, like earlier days, if you want to think about, if you want to go to one particular place, so you are moving from here to there. Now what we are using a virtual concept in which we are maintaining a room in which we can experience each and everything. So that is a field of virtual and augmented reality. And AI machine learning is definitely being a sector which is used in not only in 3 of 1G, 2G communication, it is moving towards in a 5G communication. We are just working on this AI and ML, and we are just collaborating in this 5G technology. Then we can see that the future of engineering is not limited to one or particular area. So it is limited to, it can be explored to various space missions are there. Like the best examples we have seen are Chandrayaan 3. And who are the main building pillars behind this Chandrayaan 3? That is only the engineers. So the engineers are the best example of who is taking the initiative, who are thinking and now making our world more. You can say that whatever with the world, so they are giving, they are practicing, and then they are implementing that things. And we can see, and the best example is Chandrayaan 3. Now we can moving over to the engineering in the modern area society. Like if you are having an infrastructure, if you are going to talk about the infrastructure, now you can see that the airport structures, everything will be modernized. If you're talking about the technology, so you can say that there is a huge change in the technology, like communication is there, transportation is there. Like if you're talking about science, so science, you can say that engineering is often the bridge the gap between the science and the practical applications. It helps to translate scientific discoveries into the daily applications. And then the impact of engineering on the economy. Let me talk about how this engineering can impact on the economy. You can say that we have smart technologies are basically used in new industries. So new industries, you can say that industry 4.0. So that is a revolutionary industries in which we are using a concept of IoT. All the machines are IoT based machines we are going to use, which will definitely lead to a better economy. Then it can definitely increase the productivity of the system. Or you can say that there is another globalization and connectivity. More users, more devices, they are able to connect together. So you can use that resources easily by using this, the concept of engineering. Then you can see that in moving to another sector, like if you are talking about the agriculture industry or the efficient agriculture technologies used, resource conservation is there, we are using the renewable energies are used. So all are being possible with the help of with the role of an engineers. They are imparting their knowledge, and they are just building that system which will helpful in order to provide efficient agriculture, or providing resources which can be used as a renewable resources, or and resource conservation can be possible with the help of this engineers. Then moving over to the role of electronics engineers. As I belong to electronics field, so definitely I will take one particular example of an electronics engineers. So what is the role of electronics engineers? Like if you can take an example of a mobile phone, if you don't have a mobile phone with you, if you don't have an internet with you, if you don't have a Facebook with you, if you're talking about Facebook, internet, Instagram, everything, what comes into your mind? Like if you're having a mobile phone or internet with you, so how we are going to use that internet or mobile phone? This is only with the help of the cables, optical cables, routers, modems, switches, antennas, wires. These are all the components which we are using in order to make these resources possible. Now we can't imagine our life without these resources, and you can see that we are we are so much connected with these devices. And so the technology which comes into this, that is known as IoT, which is the Internet of Things. Let me focus on this. One more point, like if you are talking about the telecom sector, this is one example of engineers' roles in a telecom sector. So you can see that there is evolution of technologies. Like earlier, we are supposed to have a 1G technology. So these 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G, these are nothing but a type of technologies which we are using in case of mobile communication. Let me talk about this 1G. So this 1G is nothing but that is an analog based system. But whenever we are moving towards the 2G, so we don't want to call a person. So we want to access the data also. How that is possible? This is only through the technology. So there is always a change in the technology. So change in the technology means we are working on one modulation scheme. Now we supposed to have different type of modulation scheme, and then we can access the data rates. Because what is my role? Suppose if I want to access certain services, so I can't limit it to my call only. So I want the data services also. And how can it is possible? It is possible through these generations. Now everybody is talking about 4G, 5G. So why we are working on this 4G technology? Why there is a need of 5G? Because you can see that there is a we are supposed to work on this virtual reality concept, or we have to focus on this driverless car. From where these concepts will be generated? So these are only possible with the help of these technologies. And who is the main source of providing this technology? Who is the main resource? So that is only the engineers. So these are the evolution of technologies which we can see and which we are using in order to provide a better data rate. We can access a huge amount of data, and whatever be our services, it can be easily done with the help of these technologies. And moving over to the next, there is a one particular example. So I'm going to focus on this. So that is a IoT. So what is an IoT? So if you talk about this IoT, so IoT stands for Internet of Things. So what is the Internet of Things? Like earlier, we are just using the internet. Now, here in this case, things are being connected. What does mean by things? Things means what are the resources, what are the equipments, like your mobile phone is one particular thing, your laptop is there, your computer is there, your PC is there, your fridge is there, everything is a part of things. So if you're connecting all these things together, so we can name them a technology which is a IoT. So IoT is also one part of 5G technology. So in 5G, we can classify them into one part, which is IoT, in which we are using IoT resources are there. Another part is we will provide a medical facilities in which the latency will be very, very small. So robots are used in order to perform the operations. So we want a very less latency. So that is a one part of this 5G. So here in this case, you can see that every devices must be connected with the help of internet. And so there is a one particular unit, like all devices are there. You are sending your data through the cloud, and then you are going to access the information. And anytime you can monitor everything with the help of this IoT. Now we can say that whatever with the prediction, early days, if you are going to correlate the predictions which is being given by the rain prediction, anything that is not accurate. But nowadays, whatever be the accuracy is there. The reason behind it, because we are adopting a new technologies which will focus each and everything. So that is the reason why this nowadays we are getting a very accurate result. If there is a rainfall prediction, that prediction is correct. So but earlier days we don't have such type of equipments which will provide a correct result. Now you can see that if you're talking about starting from the internet, so internet, you can see that it can appears everywhere in the world. But But what the main thing is, you require still a connection between people and people. So internet is nothing but there is a one person is being connected with another person, so that is internet. But if I am talking about IoT, so IoT means instead of the person, we are just connecting the devices. Okay, that devices can able to communicate with each other. So that is the role of IoT. So then you can see that this is the same thing which I have written over here. So you can have multiple devices are there. So all the devices must be connected together, and then you are going to use that devices. So IoT connects all things. So that's why the name is Internet of Things. Earlier days, the internet is basically used to connect the people. So the name is Internet of People. So we can replace the internet by Internet of People, but nowadays we are just replacing the term by IoT. So Internet of Things are there. You can see that this is one example in which we can see that where the IoT and the engineering can be innovated together to form a very smart future world. So you can see that if you have a car is there, so in this particular car, so this is a type of a smart car you can use. So you can identify each and everything. Every information will be reflected through this IoT. So you can see that the fuel indication will be there, the speed, the location, then you will have a smart watches are there. So this is a one particular example of IoT devices. So you will have a smart watches in which you can calculate the steps, you can measure the heart rate, you can measure the heartbeat, everything will be calculated in a small miniature device. Now, if you are talking about this banking sector, shopping sector, malls, everywhere you can see the role of IoT. Then in case of home appliances, you can see that there are electronic devices are there, so you can turn off the light, you can switch off, switch on the devices according to their sensors are there. They will take the information and pass it to the cloud, and then you are going to monitor each and everything. Now talk about the this factory. So industry 4.0, so they are working on this, robotics are there, so fault detection mechanism is there, so everything will be associated with this IoT. So this is a new emerging area which we should know that because we are working on this 5G. So 5G is totally based upon these IoT devices are there. Now you can take an also example. So in these three pictures, so I have shown that this is a driverless car is there. So automatically the driver is going to do certain mistake, or so that is automatically being indicated. If the bag is there, the bag is going to send a message to the owner that you forgot to bring, and the cloth is going to tell that there is a need of water in the machine. So everything, so all the life will be changed completely with the technology of IoT. So in a nutshell, I would like to conclude each and everything like the scientists. If you are talk about the scientists dream about doing great things, but the engineers do them. The scientist discovers a new type of material or the energy, but the engineers discover a new use for it. This is a wording by Gordon. So in the last, I would like to summarize this. The ideal engineer is a composite. He is not a scientist, he is not a mathematician, he is not a psychologist or a writer, but he may use the knowledge and the techniques of any or all of these disciplines in solving the engineering problems. So this is the role of engineer. So I hats off to, so I congratulate all the engineers because you are doing a magnificent job in all the sectors. You are taking the knowledge, you are taking the techniques, and you are just discovering each and everything, and you are making our life very simple. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very impressive presentation with a very impressive conclusion. You really nailed it. So
Thank you so
actually,
much.
you used all the color palettes over the canvas to making pictures for the services and capabilities of we engineers. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, for your words. Thank you.
So now moving forward for next panelist, actually it's a combination of two panelists, Dr. Poonam Nandal and Dr. Meeta Singh. So before inviting these two eminent panelists to make the presentation, I have the opportunity to read their profiles. So first starting with Dr. Poonam Nandal, she received her Bachelor of Engineering in Information Technology in 2005 from Institute of Technology and Management that is affiliated to Maharshi Dayanand University, Rohtak. She also did Master of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering in 2009 from Maharshi Dayanand University, Rohtak. She completed her PhD in 2017 from YMCA, University of Science and Technology, in the field of artificial intelligence. She has more than 17 years of teaching experience and presently working as professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering and School of ET Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Science, Faridabad. She has published more than 70 publications in reputed national as well as international journals. She is also actively involved in research activities. So now, next panelist, that is Dr. Meeta Singh. She is having 20 years of teaching experience and has completed her PhD from Bhagwant University, Ajmer in 2015 in the stream of computer science and engineering. She also done from MSc Electronics from Vanasthali Vidyapeeth, Rajasthan in 1999 and currently working as professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Science. She has also published equally 75 reputed research papers in various conferences, that is to her credit, and 5 patents is also in the name of Dr. Meeta Singh. So I would request both the panelists to start the presentation. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for the introduction. I'm sharing the screen. Sir, are these slides visible?
Yes, ma'am. Please make it in full screen mode.
Yeah, sure. It's okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Good evening, esteemed members. Today, I, Dr. Poonam Nandal, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Technology, Research and Studies, is going to present the topic Engineering and a Resilient Future, Building Stronger, Smarter, Safer. That means shaping a world ready for challenges. So these are the table of contents that I'll be covering. Introduction, 3 pillars of resilience, strength, building robust infrastructure, engineering for resilient future, intelligence infusing AI, interdisciplinary collaboration, safety, and
मेरे को तो कुछ ठंड सी लग रही है, मैंने तो दवाई खाई है।
Can you please mute except the speaker?
Yes, sir, I am finding out.
Yes. This is Dr. Pratima, उनको mute कर दीजिए।
डालना था ना, बोले डांट आपने बताया ना, बोले डांट देकर इसको मना किया था।
Pankaj sir, Dr. Pratima.
Yeah, only Dr. Pratima is there, unmuted.
ठीक है।
Indra sir, I think from your background there is noise.
No, I am closing it, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, ma'am. You can continue, please. Poonam, ma'am.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So start from beginning or continue from here only?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I, Dr. Poonam Nandal, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Studies, is going to present the topic Engineering a Resilient Future, Building Stronger, Smarter, Safer, Shaping a World Ready for Challenges. So these are the table of content that I'll be discussing. Introduction, 3 pillars of resilience, strength, building robust infrastructure, engineering for resilient, intelligence infusing AI, interdisciplinary collaboration, safety, and finally the conclusion. So first I'll be discussing about the concept and importance of resilience. Why resilience is so important? Because in today's modern world, everything is interconnected. So we talk about the complex interconnections, economic systems, communication network, even supply chain, ecosystem, they are all linked together. So this interconnectedness means that a disruption in one area can have a cascading effects in multiple others. Then we have the variety of challenges. Like in 21st century, we have the challenges that comes through natural disasters also, like earthquakes, human-made crises like pandemics, for example, COVID-19, cyber attacks. We have the climatic change also, economic instability also, social unrest. So these challenges that should be interconnected, and they have the effect on one another. Then we have the environmental resilience. That means climatic change and environmental degradation, they also pose a significant challenge for us. So resilience in this context means adapting to the changing environmental conditions, protecting ecosystems, and we should develop a sustainable practices for the same. For developing these sustainable practices, we need the proper planning and preparedness. So resilience also involves the proactive planning and preparedness. And while planning a designing of a system, we should include the risk assessment, scenario planning, and development of the contingency plans to handle a range of potential threats. Community and social resilience. Resilience is not only about the individual or an organization. It also talks about the community and social networks. So strong social networks and community cohesion, that should be invaluable during the time of crisis, as they always provide the support, information, and resources. Technological resilience means in the increasing digital and technological world, technological resilience is very critical and plays a vital role in today's world. So this involves the safeguarding critical infrastructure, protecting against the cyber threats or any digital threats, and it should ensure the continuity of the digital services. Environmental resilience, climate change and environmental degradation, they also protect the ecosystem, and it provides the environmental conditions, and we should adapt to the changing environmental conditions. Then again comes the preparedness and planning depending upon the environmental changing conditions. Then we have the learning and improvement. Learning always comes from our past experiences or past challenges, and we should have a system that should be designed in an intelligent way that perform like a learning agent. That means we are able to perceive an input from an environment. We should process that input, and then we provide the output to the environment in a learning manner. So after a crisis, organization and communities, they should analyze what worked and what didn't work so that their resilience in the future can be enhanced. Global perspective, resilience should not be limited to the geographical boundaries. It should be globally interconnected. World nation and regions often need to collaborate to address the global challenges. So this should involve the information, resources, expertise from various regions without any geographical boundaries. Then we talk about the three pillars of the resilience. We have the major three pillars of the resilience, that is physical resilience, mental and emotional resilience, social and community resilience. Physical resilience means the health and well-being of an individual. The emergency preparedness, that means whenever we are designing a system, it should behave in a critical crisis also. We should have a backup system for this. Then we have the infrastructural and environmental resilience. We should have the adaptability feature to the climatical changes that comes through the natural disaster. Mental and emotional resilience covers the psychological well-being, emotional intelligence, and the problem-solving techniques. That means we should be able to understand the problem. We should be able to where we are initially and how should we process that problem so that we can give a proper optimized solution to that problem. Social and community resilience. Community cohesion, as the resilience not only dependent upon the organization, we should also talk about the social networking. And if we have the effective communication, then we are able to collaborate and partner with other industries also. Basically, the major fundamental concepts of resilience are strength, intelligence, and safety, and we'll be covering each point one by one. So first we'll be talking about the strength. That means we are talking about the building robust infrastructure. What infrastructure basically means? It means the physical durability. Whenever you are designing an infrastructure, that should be constructed so that it can withstand to any disaster. Then it should also provide the essential services and utilities. We should also have the reliable services, redundancy and backup system. To enhance the resilience, robust infrastructure often includes redundancy and backup system, adaptability and flexibility. Any system that is designed like smart grid system, they should have the scalable property. And whenever we want to extend that system, we should be able to extend that system. We should have the modularity. In case of any damage or the need of expansion, individual component can be replaced or added without disrupting the entire system. That means we do not need to design the entire system again. And we should have the rapid recovery mechanism in that system to facilitate the swift recovery of the system. Technological integration. That means we are trying to combine the various technologies like the use of sensors, the use of data analytics, automation to monitor and manage the system efficiently. We should also include the digital connectivity. Robust infrastructure facilitates digital connectivity, Internet of Things that enable the real-time data exchange, remote monitoring, and rapid response to changing conditions. Resilience planning also includes the infrastructure is a central component of disaster preparedness and recovery plans. Environmental resilience, infrastructure resilience, they depend upon the designing of the smart structure. That means engineers are able to design the infrastructure such as building, bridges, dams to withstand the natural disasters. They should have the ability to adapt to the climate because they play a pivotal role in adapting to the climate change. Emergency response and management. This includes the early warning system. Engineers can create the early warning system that can provide the critical information about impending natural disasters. Disaster recovery. Engineering expertise is essential for disaster recovery efforts, including rebuilding damaged infrastructure and restoring the vital services. Transportation and mobility. Resilient transportation. Engineers work on transportation system also that are robust and adaptable, ensuring mobility even during the disruption. Sustainable transportation, they provide the solutions such as electric vehicles, public transportation to the human beings. Public health and healthcare systems. Healthcare infrastructure also engineers contribute to the design and construction of healthcare facilities. Engineering innovation in medical devices, diagnostics, treatments of various diseases like cancer, brain tumor, they also can be done through the healthcare system that can be designed using even artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then we talk about the intelligence. That means we are infusing about the AI. AI is the term that defines the artificial intelligence. That means we are able to design a system that behave like a human, act like a human, and work like a human. So there are various applications of artificial intelligence like business and industry. We talk about the data analytics. Various data analytic tools exist that can extract the valuable insights from the vast and million data set, enabling the data-driven decision making and predictive analytics, reducing the human work. Supply chain optimization. So AI can optimize the supply chain operations by forecasting the demand, managing the inventory, and streamlining the logistics. We talk about the healthcare applications of AI. We use AI in medical diagnosis also, like diagnosing the diseases, analyzing the medical images, even predicting the patient outcomes. They are used by the dentist. They are used to treat the crucial diseases like cancer, brain tumor, heart diseases, etc. Then we talk about the drug discovery. That means AI accelerates the drug discovery by analyzing molecular data, simulating drug interactions, and identifying the potential candidates. In education, we can build an education platform, adapt to the individual student needs. We have the learning management system from that student can learn every course that he wants to study. We have the student assessment that can also be done using the AI tools. That means we can assess the student performance by providing an input of the student credits and other exams that he or she has given. Then we have the transportation mobility. We talk about the autonomous vehicle. We talk about the Tesla car. We talk about the self-driving cars, enhancing safety and efficiency in transportation. Traffic management, even AI optimizes the traffic flow. They reduce the congestion and emission in the smart cities. Energy and sustainability. They talk about the smart grids. AI manages the energy distribution, optimizing electricity supply and consumption. Environmental monitoring is also done through AI. National security, talk about the cyber security. We have the intelligence analysis that is done using the AI, amount of data of intelligence agency, enhancing the national security efforts. Retail and e-commerce websites are developed using the AI that provides the prediction and provide the recommendation based on the product sold or chosen by the human being. So these are the statistics of AI in 2023. That means we have the high quality of input variables that can be done using AI. We have an improvement in online engagement and participation also. We have the improvement in the prediction also. We provide the recommendation system that can be done and provide the suggestion to an individual. Then if we have effective communication, use of technology, recent technology, then we have the interdisciplinary collaboration also. We have the diverse expertise, complex problem solving, innovation and creativity, comprehensive research and analysis, improved decision making. They all can be done if we include the resilience and if we include the recent technologies that is used in today's world. Complex problem solving, many real world problems, they are complex to solve by the human being. So we need to understand the complex issues, single discipline, interdisciplinary collaboration also allow for a more holistic understanding of the complex issues. Now I would request Dr. Meeta Singh to continue the presentation, please.
Thank you, Dr. Poonam.
Sorry, ma'am. Dr. Meeta, ma'am. Ma'am, actually,
Hello.
before we start, hello, ma'am, this is moderator this side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, actually, you have another 5 to 6 minutes to please.
Okay, sir. I'll wind up in between. Okay, sir. So no issues.
Thank you, ma'am.
As Dr. Poonam has already told you that we have three pillars. The one of the important critical dimension is safety. Safety involves the implementation of safety measures which can be used to protect or ensures that the system can be pushed to limit, but that will be safe to the people, the property, and the environment. So, if we take the example of aircraft safety system, in which the modern aircraft are equipped with a multitude of safety measures and redundancies to protect passengers, crews, and the aircraft itself. So, we can say, Poonam, next slide. Poonam. So, I'm taking the example of aircraft safety. So, how it plays a crucial role. So, if we make the system redundant, that means if one communication system fails, the another will be available so that it can continue to communicate with each other or with the air traffic control. If we have the emergency procedures, so that we can handle a wide range of in-flight issues from engine failure to cabin depressurization. If we have crash resistant seats and material, which will be beneficial to ensure the safety of the people. We have the flight data recorders. These device recorders flight data and cockpit conversation in the event of accident. Poonam, next slide. If we have the maintenance and inspection, then it will be scheduled and carry out to identify and address potential issues before they become safety hazards. Emergency evaluation systems. If aircrafts are equipped with emergency evacuation slides and procedures to ensure rapid and safety evacuation in case of an emergency landing or evacuation. So now I'll conclude all the things. The conclusion is the integration of the three key components, strength, intelligence, and safety, signifies a pivotal shift in our approach to engineering a resilient future. This holistic strategy recognizes the complexity of contemporary challenges in an ever-evolving world and provides a multi-phase solution to address them effectively. The synergy between these components reflects a comprehensive and forward-thinking approach that extends beyond traditional boundaries. Interdisciplinary collaboration, as Dr. Poonam has already explained, the adoption of novel technology and the fusion of conventional wisdom all play a pivotal role in shaping this resilient future. By embracing these principles, we can collectively work towards engineering a resilient future that not only fortifies our system and infrastructures, but also empowers us to adapt, thrive, and surmount the many challenges of a rapidly changing world. These are the references which we have taken. Thank you, sir. Sir, I hope I have wound up in 5 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, for that, I congratulate to both of you.
Thank you, sir.
It was a very impressive presentation. And actually, there are 3 speeches in a good presentation. The one you practiced, the one you gave, and then the last you wish you gave. So you both did justice to synchronize with all these 3 speeches. Thank you all.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words.
There was some disturbance. We should grant them the disturbance maybe due to some other reason.
Okay.
We should grant them the time management part.
Sir, actually, they completed in 15 minutes, sir. So all 3 presentations were completed well in time.
Okay. Good presentation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now moving to before moving to next speaker, first I'd like to confirm that whether she is in a meeting or not. Miss Achal, are you present here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Actually, you are logging with this number, so I was confused that you are here or not. So thanks
Yes, sir,
God
I
that you are
forgot.
here. Yeah. So now moving to next speaker, who is Miss Achal Kaushik. So she was born on 19th May 2000. So very young panelist, and she grew up in Palwal and graduated in major in chemicals from Agarwal College of Education, Vallabhgarh. She is a hard-working student. Meritoriously, she scored position in top 50 student list in whole university. She had worked as a team and able to fulfill own responsibility. After graduation, Achal plans to go for research, but their deep-rooted dreams in her heart make her to pull down, and now she working hard for dreams. She likes to work hard, reading books, listening music, dancing, and singing too. Achal is respectful towards elders, loving towards youngers, and polite with friends. Very good qualities. So now with this, I request Achal to please make her presentation for today's topic.
Yes, sir. Good evening to all the judges. And sorry, sir. Good evening to all the judges and all my seniors. I'm Achal Kaushik, and I'm a graduate from Agarwal College in Chemicals. I'm not too much experienced, sir, so please, sorry for this. And I hope I can make it well. Okay, sir, is it visible?
No, not yet.
It's not invisible. 1 second. Uh, 1 second. Is it visible, sir, yet?
Yeah, your screen is visible now.
Okay, sir. Actually, sir, I'm not that much experienced in this, but I hope you will encourage me.
Yes, yes, definitely. We all encourage you.
Sir, is it visible now?
Yeah, it is visible. You please make it enable editing as well as make it full screen.
Okay, sir. Is it full screen now?
No. In the right ribbon, downside right ribbon, there is a button, fourth number button, near 80%.
You can press F5.
Yeah, or you can press F5.
F5, okay, sir.
Firstly, you have to enable the editing. I think so. It's in protected view.
ये वाली.
On the top, please enable editing on the top, and then you can press F5. No, on the top, in the yellow screen. The yellow screen.
Below this, there is a yellow screen.
There is a yellow screen that enable editing.
Enable editing. Yeah. Above engineering.
Sir, there is no yellow screen. I can't even see any of them.
See, there is a
file के नीचे.
Sir, screen share हो रही है ना वैसे?
There is yellow line
in
which written protected view. There is enable editing tab. You have to click on enable editing.
Enable editing. Okay, ma'am. There is
above engineering word. There is an enable editing tab. आपकी slide में engineering word है ना?
Okay, now go to slideshow. Go to slideshow. It will not be clicked because click on enable editing. The line is written a protected view. This file originated from an internet location.
Yes.
Enable. Okay. Yeah.
Now
Okay.
you can press F5.
Okay, sir. Now is it visible properly?
Now you can press
Press
F5 to
F5.
make it full screen.
Okay, sir.
F5. The function
Sorry.
keys in your keyboard, the top line. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5.
Why is it not working?
No, in your keyboard.
No, keyboard. In a keyboard.
In case you are convenient with slideshow, you can go to slideshow and view show.
Slideshow, yes.
Hmm.
Now, where I go?
View show.
A new show. I'm sorry, sir. It's just taking too much time.
Click on from beginning.
So what's the problem if she continues with this rather than disrupting everything, if she doesn't understand? I think, Poonam, you can go ahead with whatever we have. We can see and we can understand.
Please start. Don't worry.
No
You
issue.
start
Yeah,
as-
you can start from here.
Don't worry, just go ahead.
Don't worry. Start it.
Okay, sir.
Good.
I think we see some of them, some of the slide maybe.
Beta, you start.
Okay.
It does not matter. Please start.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me here today. As we all know that from Earth to space, engineering make the things more beautiful. Today, I'm going to talk about engineering a better future for our planet and for us. But let's talk how. From the earliest days of civilization to this modern age, engineering make our life more easy and sustainable. But now it's make a good move to track down resilient engineering, which focus on making this planet habitable. As we are well informed about the engineering innovations that have happened so far, like electric vehicles, eco-friendly vehicles which run on electricity and help to combat climate change, achieve zero carbon emission goal. The other is the medical technology, advancement of life-saving equipments like MRI, artificial organs, CT scan, etc., which enhance the possibility of survival. The next is the biotechnology, which helps to develop new methods and organs intended to improve the human health and society. Other is the renewable energy system, which helps to reduce the harmful environment and reduce dependency on gasolines. Let's talk about some future technologies. Sorry. Let's talk about some future technologies. The first is the flying machine. LF Aeronautics built its first prototype in 2016 to meet specific requirements such as the ability to drive like a car and vertical takeoff capability and affordability. The next is the green energy. Any energy type that is generated from natural resources such as sunlight, wind, water, and have no harm on environment, like hydro energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy, tidal energy, solar energy, and wind energy. Engineers are working on them for the further advancement. And let's talk about the more popular name nowadays is the metaverse, a hypothetical iteration of the internet as a single, universal, and immersed virtual world that is facilitated by the use of virtual reality and augmented reality headsets. Nowadays, metaverse is really popular. I think we all are now being introduced by that. Let's move to the next slide. The impact of engineering on modern life. First is the health. Engineers are working to innovate more and more to improve the health outcomes and save lives. They design and develop medical device technologies which help to diagnose and treat disease. The next is the transport. Through developing technologies, it's easy to travel a large distance in a little of time and save both time and energy. Infrastructure. Engineers use their expertise to design and plan construction projects, taking into account factors such as safety, cost functionality, and sustainability. Impact of engineering on economy. Engineering plays a key role in supporting the growth and development of countries' economy, as well as in improving the quality of life for citizens. After Industrial Revolution, production and efficiency increased with low price and fine quality. As we all know that GDP increase, per capita income also increased, and which improves the purchasing power parity of people. Now, moves to the next slide. Engineers create the world which has never been. From smart cars to space travel, from architecture to antibiotics. Engineers have shaped the way our world works, and innovation is at the heart of their work. They find all innovative solutions to our problems, and we are relying on them to create new things, new technologies. Let's move to the next. They not only face these problems, but also face some of the problems in this rapidly changing world, like the climate change. In this current fluctuating climate, engineers are struggling to find ways to reduce pollution and potential crises. Like modernization of existing machines make this sector really challenging, and the lack of female engineers. According to the Engineering UK report, boys are far more likely to consider a career in engineering than girls. Let's see how their hard work and struggle make the world. But it's not the end of their struggle. They even face some of the risk. Engineering, a risk of life. Engineers' workplaces can be messy and full of slips, trips, and falls, which made it more dangerous, with the risk of falling into machines or sharp edges. Managing these risks effectively, they even develop new technologies for a better and beautiful life. Now let's see how their hard work and struggle change the world. In past medical sector, doctor diagnosed disease by checking the nerve of the patient. But now even the nurses are replaced by the robots. And in transport, they innovate from steam engine to the blood trains or the metro trains, which shows their passion in their work. And now talk about the communication. From the gramophones to the wireless, smart and Android mobile phones, which show their creative work. Let's talk about the result of their hard work and their passion. Engineering has impacted almost every sphere of human life. It has changed us socially, emotionally, and physically. Rapid development in education, healthcare, and housing has definitely made our life easier and comfortable. We can't predict the future where we lie after 20 or 40 years from today. Is the engineering. Now it brings me to the end of my presentation. At the last but not least, I think we all believe that engineers are working hard for our planet and for us to make it beautiful. Thank you so much, sir. Happy Engineers Day and happy और आप सभी को हिंदी दिवस की भी बहुत-बहुत शुभकामनाएं. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Achal. It was a very short and crisp presentation. Don't worry about the some starting scenes. Actually, you went well. The success of any presentation is not just by the knowledge you shared, but what the receiver it got from your presentation. So I'm sure that our judges, they are taking best care of this part. So now moving towards the next speaker. Thank you, Achal. You can unshare the screen now. So now moving to Dr. Sachin Agarwal, who is our next speaker. Dr. Sachin is working as an assistant director for AI COE innovation, PepsiCo. Previously, he has worked with Sony Research AI, and he was heading Sony Research there. He is PhD from DTU and also worked with Samsung R&D, Ericsson HQ Sweden, Irish government projects in Ireland, and IT industries. His knowledge extends to digital devices, multimedia, telecom, metaverse, healthcare, IT, FMCG, and many more. He applies innovation in research projects, market launch products for commercialization and monetization. His core competencies lie in competitive business strategy and trending market product features. Sir has developed core technology products as world's first innovator, 25 patented technology concepts, 25 research papers, and 5 book chapters under his belt. So, sir, now we are very much eager to listen from you, and I'm quite confident that this session will be great for all of us. So now over to you, Sachin, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Special thanks. Yeah, namaste to all. And special thanks to all of you for giving me opportunity to present from my side. And I'm just taking a screen control. I hope my screen is visible at your side.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So as the agenda was, I think it's quite, I would say, very well planned, the agenda, enabling the sustainable development goals through smart technologies and in a phased approach using LLM and the generative AI. So LLM basically large language models. So in this case, the concept is very emerging and driving. And in my slides, I would be able to show the colorful graphs or the graphics. The consider I thought not to use or violate any copyright issue. So I tried to prepare the textual and some smart drawing. So I will just go through the content over there. So in this case, what we are looking, so overall, I'd say like what is the object and how the generative AI will help and what are the different smart technologies. So for the sustainable development growth, so we, as the title says, we have to go in a phase manner. That means because we know the Gen AI is in the corner, it's a buzzing word for every company, every institute, every student, everybody. But things cannot do a miracle by Gen AI within a night. So it has to go a logical fashion, right? So as we are going more towards the communication side, like 1G to 6G, so it has to go a very logical fashion. So that's the purpose of this I'm trying to show. Second, it has to apply for the various businesses for the sustainability where is quite important. For example, drinking, agriculture, healthcare, or the affording housing, or maybe the roads or the road connectivity. And overall, I would just say that we also have to concern about it because once we move towards adaptive technology, we don't have to forget about the ethical considerations, security of the people. The technology should not harm to the people in a short or the long run way, or even it should take care for the more of the privacy or the security side. So I'm just moving towards the next slide. Please feel free to stop me if any question or inputs from your side. So what we see, what's the methodology over there? So what we do, we try to identify, I'm just telling the methodology from the generative AI point of view. Let's say there is a one business of agriculture. Now we want to see how the generative AI will work for them. So it will basically identify the relevant information extraction from there and look the contextual generation of the solution. So what does it I mean? So for example, I slightly just add one line. There is an AI in the market, and there is a generative AI in the market. So what AI does, it just looks certain data or the pattern. Based on the data pattern, it try to looks and just do a simple prediction or some do a data classification. That is the AI which was doing, I would say till last year, November or December. But when generative AI came the last year, so what it does, it looks a certain data pattern and it tries to derive and generate the next data based on the learning. Definitely, it has a capability to generate, but still the AI or generative AI cannot replace the human. But we can take a leverage considering extracting the data information, contextually generating it out. So now what is the RAG called? It's like a retrieval augmented generation. So what it does, the concept, it understands the data pattern, what is the semantic or the context, and it tries to generate the relevant context out of it. And definitely it has to propagate through the knowledge, collaboration, and the problem solving. So for example, even if I propose some research, so if it is just useful for me or some people near me, it's not a good solution. The solution should be acceptable by the mass people. As the organizing committee has given the topic, I think this is not the topic of worry just for one person or community. It's for the whole globe, for the whole earth. So that is the purpose. The solution should be developed in a phase or an actionable plan so that one can follow that plan and maybe have a sustainable dimension in a, I would say, a green nature kind of thing. So it has a phase approach, I would say. So in a very short, the methodology, understand the data pattern of that business or the sustainable development, I would say, the group, apply the generative AI and lead in the phase approach. Now if we go further. So in the phase approach, that what we are planning is that we have to discovery and problem analysis quite important. So we really have to understand, if I'm just understanding the agriculture point of view, so I really have to understand the pain point of my farmer or the people, those who are involved in the business. So let's say if there is a people who do a, I would say, the soiling, do the plantation, or they deal about, I would say, pesticides or the kind of dealing in that environment to get the better yield of the, I would say, fruits or the crops. So that problem analysis should be from their point of view, not from my point of view, sitting inside the room with a laptop. That's the purpose. Second, the solution has to be generated and the design. So first of all, the solution should be there, like problem analysis should be there. And we have to analyze whether there is a solution in the market or not. If not, then we have to derive. If it is there, what value add on that we are going to give it out. That is the purpose of the solution designing. We should not just simply do a copy paste or just revise version of one solution. It will just like a scale, but it will not impress or it will not solve the core problem. Definitely LLM diffusion model again comes into the role with the generative AI base, where generative AI will understand the pattern, do data collaboration, and definitely we will do a monitoring and the impact as well. It's not just we do a prediction or we do a generative AI based output. We have to do a monitoring and see that what is the impact is going on and assess so that we could take a recursive or the next measurable actions, what solution that we have developed, so that because the solution may not be perfect on day one on the launch. So it has to go on the revision. And that as a human we can do, and we can ask the machine to change and upgrade. I will go for the next slide. So now I just kept a couple of the areas where it goes in a, I would say, the logical or a phase manner approach. Let's say when we look at the road and the rail connectivity. So in this case, we see lots of news. So when I decide this phase approach, so firstly, we have to look for the current traffic system which is there by having the camera system or maybe the pattern like visual pattern is there. So that we have to consider that fashion and just analyze how the traffic is flowing and how the process is running for the road traffic. Then we have to propose a novel feature which I am proposing. Intelligent transport system. It has to optimize the flow and the reducing the congestion and the improving safety. So why I'm just saying this, I'm just trying to see in the phase one for this road and rail connectivity, what are the optimum resources so that we can optimize this solution based on the available one, so that I don't have to install anything from the day one. But yes, in phase two, I have to install certain deploy the new sensor, real-time optimization so that I can do a better road maintenance if there is a road maintenance going on, or if there's shrinkage of the road, that we can do a traffic diversion or maybe some other possible scenario. That is something come under the system when we have the proper installed system with the real-time, I would say, sensors to do a maintenance or do a predictive analysis so that we have the maximum efficiency over here. So this is a plan for road or maybe apply for rail. Now we go for the drinking water. Again, a phase manner from the left-hand side is a point one. So where we have to look it out the inner enhancement and the monitoring, what are the available resources that we have. And in the part 1B, we can have the implementing the IoT-based sensors, which could also look the time water quality based on a timely fashion. Because let's say for 1 month, it may have the good quality, but second month onwards, it may degrade, or maybe seasonally it may degrade. So that kind of water quality sensors, we have to look and ensure the safe drinking water. Accordingly, now we have to look at the second phase. So firstly, what we did, we realized, okay, where is the water source, how we can use efficiently. Second comes, if really there's a leakage in the system, so that we could have the AI-driven system, which could sense what is the leakage, and overall, it can increase the sustainability of this water supply system. So it's basically applying it out in a phase manner, the logical manner, so that one can get benefit out of it. Moving for the agriculture, I'm also respecting the time, but please inform me any question. So in this case, what will happen is that the farmers will plant or maybe seed the croppings and look it out what are the different precision agriculture based on the IoT can be taken. A couple of companies have started in India, Microsoft and Reliance Jio. They're applying this approach, and based on which it can be personalized. And for example, we may apply, let's say one jurisdiction, let's say in one area of, let's say, North India or so, we can apply some farming, the broader guidelines for the model. But might be possible the broader suggestions may not work for individual because some, let's say, farmer may be struggling for the water supply in his area. So in this case, AI can help and apply the personalized suggestion or treatment to the person. Second, I was telling about the crop disease detection. And in that case, we can have the supplying the pesticides to the particular person, what type of quality. And again, it can go for the personalized one, like somebody may not have that much harvesting in his soil. So that quality-based soil can be there. And Reliance is also doing the kind of monitoring of the soil samples nowadays in India, Microsoft also. Now it's the healthcare, the nutrition is quite important. So in healthcare also, the personalized healthcare is quite important because, for example, till now what we see nowadays, like if somebody gets a seasonal fever, doctor may give the 3 days medicine to him and he asks him to take 2 times in a day. So total 6 time medications. But might be possible as a human, the one's body might be possible just need the 3 or 4 times tablets. And we have seen in the families also, people just say, I just took 2 time tablet, I don't take it out. So that's called the personalized one. Like everybody may behave because currently what is happening based on the research, doctors are trying to give the similar medication to the similar age group people based on his understanding and the knowledge. But with the help of the personalized AI, I would say generative AI, it could be very personalized one. But in that case, I would say again, we cannot replace the doctor. Again, doctor will be into the role. We cannot replace the doctor. The only thing is we can make life easy, simpler for doctor to take a decision more efficient, more effective way in terms of saving the cost and the time and an early diagnosis or the early recovery of the patient. Secondly, AI driven, I would say that sensors, again, the wearable will come into the role as a phase two. And again, over here, we would be suggesting the more, I would say, suggestions to the patient and the doctor for the suggestion in terms of like eating habits, in terms of like his working plan, lifestyle, etc. So the doctor can come up and maybe stop him not to suffer with diseases in an early stage. I'll just wrap up in the timely. So this is the housing one. Again, for the housing one, so it's just like a urban AI housing plan can be done. So it can be a planning for the land uses, optimization, greenery, urban area. So we can have the such kind of affordable housing in terms of the costing also, what material that we are going to use it out. And second part, definitely we can have a 3D printing concept where the people can see how the house will look like, how the sustainability in terms of with the rainwater or I would say the sunlight, etc., how it may go, the quality damage for the, I would say, the paint or the cement, etc., and what could be the life of this building structure. So it will, I think, would be a cost-saving, environmental friendly, I would say. This is just my last slide, just to summarize everything. So these are the couple of applications which I shared to you. But still, again, we have to work it out for this all the sustainable model along with the AI model. I'm just reading from the bottom side. Sustainable development, we have to work with the AI model and the hybrid data in a phased manner. And definitely, we have to consider ethical, secure, and the privacy as the top priority because that should be the every technology comes with lots of benefit, but not with the problems. So that is the one thing we have to take care, and the final results will be with us as a happy ending or the, I would say, sustainable Earth model. So it's all about from my side. I would be happy to listen comments, inputs. Very.
Thank you so much, sir. And
Excuse me, dear moderator. I have a question if it is allowed.
Yeah. Please, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. So compliment Sachin Kumarji on excellent presentation and knowledge sharing. I'm Neeraj Rajvanshi, and my question is simple. On the basis of what you have projected can happen and could help, how do you evaluate the coming generative AI in terms of cost and time? In terms of cost and time in the future, and the time span that you foresee. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Your point is quite valid in terms of the time. So I will just firstly answer about the time side. So as I said about like, for example, if we have to any project we have to consider it has to be very time and a phase manner. So if let's say even I have to develop the rail system with the generative AI. So in this case, it has to go in a phase, right? For example, firstly, we should look for the train schedule, then we should look for the, let's say, coach environment or the, let's say, electricity saving inside the railway or so. So it has to divide the segment. And before that, we have to prioritize what should be on the prioritize. Priority will come in the two-way again, because I always understand the put the problem or the need or the pain point of the railway, not the pain point of mine. Second, what data or AI model can support that. But that is the one thing for deciding the timing. So I would say timing answer is to go very phase-wise manner along with the logic reasoning of the technical side as well as the business need side. Now the again question comes about the cost one. So cost is yes, definitely it also again depends on the type of data that we carry or type of prediction or the data variability that I would say. So for example, in India, like railway network is too huge, I think one of the largest system in India, I'm sorry, world. So in this case that we also have to look at what complexity we are looking. So again, I would say in terms of the costing also, the best approach is instead of applying the whole Gen AI across the India for the railway system, better is to apply for the one reason, like India has the 9 reasons for the railway sectors. I would say in one sector also or the one zone, then apply for the one area also. So that would be the one way we do a testing, and we could do a cost optimization also. So in this case, might be possible the first POC solution might be costly, but we have to go and optimize the cost when we scale up the solutions. This is called the cost saving approach. So I would say go in that manner. Yeah. I hope it answered your request.
And when do you foresee this could be really happening?
Sir, actually, it will be slightly, there are 2, 3 concerns which are running. It's like some of the companies or people are a bit not able to even launch. The reason being, like currently the ethical guidelines or the considerations still under the, I would say, the review of the people. So that's the one of the thing, like some people have developed solution, but they're not launching. So that's the one. I would say technology has couple of reasons to come into the market. One is definitely for the Gen AI, like, it's showing the like benefit for the humans, right? But it is currently not able to justify about the data privacy, security, how the data will be exposed for the people. So I think that's one, I think consideration is still under progress. And that's why people are slightly taking a step, I would say, hold to decide that one, then they can launch it out. So, but I would say this will be more on the connecting people side. We may see again, Gen AI maybe not for, let's say, healthcare also, but it would be more on the entertainment side where it may not harm people. I think that would be again the some government or the jurisdiction policy has to decide like what domain should be immediately. Because I understand, because I work for the healthcare projects, healthcare project may take time to absorb or maybe give the clinical approval, because every segment has its own approval authority, and that's the reason it has to go through that. Yeah.
I agree. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin sir. Actually, thanks also for proving me right that this is going to be an impressive presentation, and also it is like a bonus for all the FLCC members that we are witnessing you after North Cap University, Gurgaon. So thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Listening to you like breathing a fresh air. So now moving to the last presentation of the day that will be delivered by Engineer Pavar Venkata Sai, who is working as production lead engineer in Maruti Suzuki. He is a mechanical engineer by domain and resources manager by profession, with 5+ years of technical excellence and around 10 years of speaking experience. So that creates a curiosity. So his major achievements includes Lean Specialist by IIT Kharagpur, National Level Public Speaker 2014, Sir C.V. Raman Young Genius Awardee 2015, and Continuous Learner and IEI alumni. So thank you, Pawan sir, for being here. So now it's over to you to start the presentation.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are quite audible.
Yes. So I'm sharing my screen. Is my presentation visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Can you make it in full screen?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Pawan, do show your face on screen.
Yes.
Great. Yes, Pawan, we can very well see you.
Put up on my optical support. Good. So, sir, just let me share this. Just stop the video for a few moments such that I can share this. So, thank you, Ankur sir. Dear fellow engineers and engineering enthusiasts, this is Pavan, and I can sense the voltage of excitement in the room, or maybe that might be the current which was running through all our brilliant minds. So, welcome to our gathering decided to the theme of engineering, a resilient future, building stronger, smarter, and safer. So, today we embark on a journey that's as thrilling as a roller coaster ride through a circuit board, and as electrifying as a witnessing a bridge. This bridge is not only connecting but also protecting, and the bridge is termed as an engineer. So, dear engineers, you know, we have a knack for seeing the world differently. While others might see a glass, if whenever someone sees a glass, they will see a glass whether it is half full. If you ask them what is that, they'll say whether it is half full or a half empty. But being an engineer, what we will do is we'll probably thinking about the material composition of the glass itself. Sir, am I audible to you? Because
yes, you are audible.
Yes, crystal clear.
Because the network connection is very low here, so my video might get disturbed in between. So we are the folks who believe that a resilient future isn't just about weathering the storm; it's about designing the storms. So let's fasten our seatbelts, strap on our hard hats, and prepare for an adventure where we will explore how engineering can make the world not just stronger, smarter, and safer, but also more resilient to whatever challenges come our way. It's going to be a riveting journey filled with innovation and perhaps a dash of engineering humor. So welcome to our resilient future. And with the blessings of my parents, teachers, and seniors, I welcome every engineer in today's discussion regarding the engineering, the resilient future, building stronger, smarter, and safe. So thank you, Ankur sir, for saving 1 minute of time because you already introduced me. The only thing which you haven't introduced about me is I was born on 1999 and passed my diploma in 2018 and working since then. So comparatively, I am not having a much greater experience, but yeah, of course, I'm having some good speaking experience as I am contributing to speak as a speaker since my 7th standard. So the very first slide deals with this. What is resilience? If I speak about what is resilience, before going to the concept, we need to understand what is resilience and how it is important. How an engineer need to be resilient. So if I go for the resilient, the basic definition says it is the ability to overcome adversity, learn from it, and push it to a new heights. If you go to a deeper derivation and a definition, here I have written it. Resilience refers to both the process and the outcome of successfully adapting to difficult or challenging life experiences. So I want to start my project with the resilience example. As everyone here is an engineer, one day or the other, we might be using a drawing table. So whenever we are using a drawing table, everything, anytime you will find the drawing table, we need to adjust it. And as an engineer, what we had done is we had put a paper below the table just to make it stable. So when there is a problem that we cannot fit our drafter into the drawing table, what we have done is we have solved that problem. This is what resilience actually means. If you see the difference between the successful and unsuccessful people, the only thing which comes in between is resilience. And you know what is the lucky thing? It is that everyone among us have this resilience within us. So if I talk about a new age example for this resilience, you can take Carrie Minati, who is Ajay. He's a YouTuber, and from starting from scratch, now he has got 24 million subscribers and earning crore of rupees. So some call it hustle. The term resilience has multiple meanings. Like some call it hustle, some call it moxie, some call it grit, and in military they call it as intestinal fortitude. Let whatever the name is, the simple definition of resilience is the ability to overcome adversity. And from this, we are going to the next slide. So how is engineering making our world resilient? We have further divided this topic into three simpler concepts, like Pratima madam has explained earlier about IoT and all, and Sonam madam has explained regarding the three pillars of resilience. I have divided it into three main pillars. There's here stronger, smarter, and safer. Now, when we deep dive into our presentation later, what we are going to do is we are going to see how are you making it stronger, smarter, and safer. So I have written some note here which says, imagine a world where engineers see challenges as opportunities. As we embark on this exploration, consider the problem-solving powers of engineers. Case studies reveals how engineers armed with grit and a thirst for innovation has transformed adversity into advantage. From designing resilient bridges in earthquake-prone regions to developing portable healthcare solutions for remote areas, these stories reflect the strength that emerges when boundaries are shattered. With this, I want to share a short video consisting for 30 seconds with you. So with this, let's start and deep dive into our first concept, which is making the nation stronger. So I'll use the Beyonce and we can check various fields where the strength was being made. Like how Sonali ma'am has earlier explained regarding the carbon emissions, we have high performance materials in place of stronger. How we are making it high performance materials. Some of the high performance materials are carbon fiber composites, graphene, advanced alloys, which are vigorously used in aerospace, construction, automation, structure making, etc. And we have disaster resistant building techniques. What is disaster resistant building techniques? Like whenever there in Japan, if you compare, so whenever there is a tsunami, their houses are made in such a way that they can rebuild it very easily. So depending upon the adversity they are facing, engineers had made a real life solution to those problems. 3D printing is extensively used nowadays. Nuclear weapons, advanced missile systems, rocketry and ammunition. These are some strength where engineers are building for generating next level nation. In the second, we have smarter. How are we making these our nation smarter? So smart innovations. Innovation is something making something new with going. Innovation is making something new by doing something which is not already available. Some of the innovations which I have already done is artificial intelligence, AI, like how recently Sachin sir has explained regarding the generative AI and machine learning, Internet of Things. Internet of Things is something when you connect something over the cloud and everything is connected to the cloud itself and everything is being controlled with internet. And third one is regarding the autonomous vehicle and self-drive cars. Now you can see the self-drive cars all over Europe and many very soon I think we are going to get it in India as well. In the next, and it is a very important slide for us because safety is the best policy and safety is very important. And the major considerations for safety is here at advanced healthcare. If I talk about advanced healthcare, we can find robots doing surgery these days, which is the robotic surgery, telemedicine, wearable health devices. These are the various advanced healthcare systems we are using. Now, if you want to check blood pressure, and if you want to check your heartbeat, we need not to go to the doctor. We can check it with our smart band. This is how engineers had made a resilient solution for existing problems. If I talk about the cyber security, whenever there is when the things is happening over internet, it is very important to secure whatever it is being happening. So as cyber security is very much important. And if I talk about the EPRP, EPRP is nothing but the emergency preparedness and response plans. Whenever there is an emergency, how are we responding and how are we well prepared for the emergency to handle the situation? If I talk about the forecasting, the forecasting basically means whether there is a flood, whether forecasting how whether there is a sunny day is going to happen. We can forecast it at a good spirit. And awareness like deep fake. We have recently come across this deep fake, like many scams were being done. So awareness can be spread with continuous improvement. Communication. Earlier we need to use PGNs, letter, telegram, etc. Now the communication made very easy. So if I talk about the future of resilience given by engineers in a stronger, smarter, and safer, let's dig deep dive. What are different things which are done till now? In the stronger segment, we have Chennai's resilient stormwater drains. From Chennai resilient stormwater drains to not allowing neighboring countries to enter into our region. If I talk about the smarter things, we have Geo Smart India movement, Niti Ayog's AI in agriculture. We have Aadhaar linking to every process, like we need to link it to bank and everything. And the exceptional Chandrayaan-3 project, which is of course a proud moment to every Indian. And if I talk about the safer things, we cannot forget this COVID-19 wave and how we have recovered from this COVID-19 wave. It is really a miracle. So in a nutshell, if I talk, we can say that engineers had a very great role in making our nation smarter, stronger, and safer. With this, I want to say detail that everything is a miracle until and unless an engineer has seen it. And everything is a magic until unless one do it. So we are in a country which is full of opportunities, but lack of entrepreneurs, full of talent, but lack of decision making, full of knowledge, but lack of encouragement, full of ideas, but lack of confidence. So being as an engineers of this nation, we promise that we support every engineer to rebuild their confidence and support them in whatever way possible. I want to quote a very good saying which was given by multiple people, including Mokshagunda Vishweswaraya sir. Engineer वो जादूगर जो सपनों को ताकत में बदलते हैं. So, and if we are open for any questions and we can brainstorm for any clarification. And I have a quote written over here: "A dream is a dream until unless it was dreamed by an engineer." So if you have still got something left on your mind, I'm open. Thank you very much for everyone for your support.
Any question from the audience? Okay. Hello.
You can close down, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Pawan. You really have the natural ability to hand out presentation material in very organized way. Good job. Your presentation was very much compelling and visually stunning. You really know how to effectively captivate the audience. Thank you, Pawan.
Thank you.
So now we have come to the end of today's meeting. So now I invite as well as request Honorable Secretary IS Oberoi sir to deliver conclusion as well as vote of thanks. Over to you, Oberoi sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ankurji. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a wonderful session today, and we've got wonderful speakers out here. With immense gratitude and deep sense of appreciation, as we conclude this enlightening technical session on the Engineers Day, it is indeed an honor and privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of Institution of Engineers India, Faridabad Local Center, to everyone who has made this event a resounding success. First and foremost, our sincere gratitude goes out to our distinguished speakers who have graced this virtual platform with their expertise and insights. The presentations I was seeing was not only informative, They were very much inspiring, reminding us of the incredible advancements and contributions that engineers have made to the society. So we thank you all for sharing your knowledge and experiences with us today. I would also like to express our appreciation to all the participants who have joined us in spite of your busy schedules and who have made an active engagement, and your enthusiasm has throughout the webinar has made this event meaningful and engaging. A very big thanks to our bench of judges, Engineer Sushil Bajaj ji, Engineer Pradeep Kumar ji, Engineer D.K. Diwan ji, Engineer Manu Bindra ji, who have accepted our request to judge the presentations. Your dedication and expertise have been instrumental in making this event a success. We are also grateful to our technical team, Engineer Pradeep Malla and Engineer Pankaj Kumar, for their support, who worked diligently behind the scenes to ensure that this technical session ran smoothly. Last but not the least, I would like to acknowledge dedication of our Engineer Ankur Mittal, moderator for the event. Your meticulous planning, tireless efforts have paid off, and you have truly set a benchmark for the future events, since we can just see that you have exactly closed the session on time. So we have been able to maintain the time schedule of the event. As we commemorate Engineers Day today, let us reflect on the roles of engineers in shaping our world. May the knowledge gained from this webinar inspire all of us to continue pushing the boundaries of innovation and excellence in our respective fields. In closing, I would like to say that this technical session has been a wonderful celebration of the engineering spirit. Let us carry the lessons learned here today and continue to engineer a brighter future for all tomorrow. Let us again resolve to have a wonderful future ahead. Thank you once again for your participation and contribution. Wishing you all a fantastic Engineers Day. Stay curious, stay innovative, and keep engineering the world forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words. So now we would like to close this meeting with touching our core of the heart, that is Bharat. So let's play the national anthem, and in the honor of national anthem, I request everyone, please stand up. And Pankaj, sir, can you please play the national anthem? Pankaj, sir, are you there?
Yeah, I am here, but just a minute. I have to find out.
Let us sing it at our own.
That's a very great idea.
Let us start. Okay.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा विडल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा जल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नाम जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए जय माता जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय
Ankurji, please take permission from the chairman to close the webinar.
So I request Chairman sir to please allow us to close the meeting. Chairman sir.
Chairman sir, you are on mute. Chairman sir, you are on mute, sir. Chairman sir, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you can close, Ankur.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So with the permission of chairman, I officially means announce the closing of this meeting. So thanks to all of you for participation as well as making this meeting a very successful one. Thank you once again. Good night.
Okay. Thank you.
Just a minute, a last word from me.
Sir. Sorry, sir.
Since this session is closed, sir, the felicitation and the award ceremony will be tomorrow at Hotel Park Plaza at 7 p.m. The registration starts at 6:45 p.m. We request all of you are invited for the felicitation session and cocktails and dinner afterwards. So you are most welcome. Kindly enjoy the day. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Raju.
Thank you, sir.